is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down. Handoff. Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
Are you ready for some football? It is football time in the National Football League. It's game day somewhere. And we here at the Star in Frisco are preparing for a game day on Sunday. But in Philly, it's game day today. What do you think the scene is like in Philly already this morning?
I think they're getting ready. I spent a year of my life working for the Eagles.
That's right. Yeah.
And so very passionate.
Listening to the whip?
Yeah, they love me. They love me a lot. That Angelo Cataldi, he's like, I wonder what that bald guy's thinking about.
Was Tony Bruno there then?
No, it was actually Rhea Hughes. WIP is what Bill's talking about, and yeah, the state. Angelo gave me the most problems, and then the other guys were actually pretty good. Rhea Hughes was on, and then Al Morgani. Al Morgani is like a hockey guy, so he really didn't know how to attack me.
How'd they give you problems? Like you would call in as a guest?
No,
he was a prominent member of
I was a front office guy. I was like Will McClay.
Yeah, but were you ever
so
a
his
guest
name
on
was
shows?
out there?
No. Real quick story. There was a Gary Cobb. I think Gary Cobb does afternoons there now, or
Okay.
he
Former
started.
player?
Yeah,
Okay.
he started off as an overnight guy. And I'm sitting at the vet one day. I'm sorry, this is like a Mickey's minute here.
I've heard this
But
story.
I'm deciding
and
I'm going
I
to take
love
off
the
my
story.
press pass.
But Bill, I'm sorry if folks have heard the story. I'm sorry, but Gary Cobb. One, I'm sitting at the vet night before the draft, and I'm like watching tape. I can't sleep. I'm watching just players, and just kind of, and so I'm listening to Gary Cobb do overnight on WIP, and Gary Cobb, this is 1997, 98 draft. He goes, I wonder what that Broaddus guy's thinking right now about his team. I wonder if he's thinking about what direction he's. So I called in.
Did you really?
I called in.
I love
Gary,
this story.
And Gary Cobb
much.
goes, Gary's like, all right, well, what are you going to do? And I said, we're going to take Trey Thomas with the 11th overall pick. And he goes, really? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to take Trey Thomas. He goes, we kind of have some ideas. We're not going to have a chance to get Manning or Leaf. We could use a quarterback, but we're going to take Trey Thomas, offensive tackle from Florida State. And this is before Twitter and all this stuff like that.
Nowadays, someone
would pick this up.
Some blogger, is staying up all night.
I couldn't get away with this now.
Tweet this out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is the truck driver that's going across, listening to WIP or whatever. And if you're listening overnight, maybe you're leaving from a restaurant, you're a chef or something like that. You're going home after a long day. Yeah, I told him. I said we're taking Trey Thomas, the offensive tackle from Florida State.
Did he believe you?
Initially, he didn't. And then we started talking the reasons why. We got into Randy Moss. Jeff Lurie, the owner of the Eagles at the time, he didn't want to draft Randy Moss. Randy Moss was our first receiver on the board. I'm not just saying that right now. I could bring in my card with the board and how I had it all laminated. Of course, Rob, I had it laminated.
Oh, yes.
And so I had I had Randy Moss, and I had him off the board. Mr. Lurie just said, no, we can't go that direction. So we took Trey Thomas. And it's funny to this day, Gary Cobb is like, every time I see him in the press box or something like that, he's like, man, you were all right that day. I'm like, well, you wanted to know.
How far before the draft was that?
Probably about 9 hours.
Wow.
Well, maybe.
NFL now, draft day is creeping closer.
Yeah, here we go.
Plenty of talent out there for the Birds to pluck from the college tree. And this year, Ray Rhodes is getting plenty of help from guys like Brian Broaddus. He's the scout that was brought in from Green Bay and helping the war room in a week from Saturday.
This is key.
And we do have a lot of needs. So all you cover our football team, you go watch the games, you know what we need. The fans know what we need. I mean, it's no mystery. And I think through the draft that we can help this team.
I think we did.
It's no mystery.
No, it's no mystery. We helped the team though. And we did. Yeah, there you go, Ken.
There it is, Ken.
There you go. But no, I don't mean to talk about the Eagles, but we did. I mean, once Mike Lombardi and I left, Mike traded for Hugh Douglas. That was a huge move. Trey Thomas, Jeremiah Trotter. I mean, we drafted some guys that can play. And Andy Reid took advantage of that. Andy Reid the next year drafted Donovan McNabb, and then they started drafting some really good players behind.
That's the core that started winning all the divisions.
And that's why that team, I mean, that just shows you if you have a draft that you can build on and build on and build on. You can turn things around pretty quickly. And but in Philly, again, the fans are getting ready. I'm sure WIP's like they're drinking champagne right now because they're Super Bowl champs.
Dog mass everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So
who wins tonight? Playing Atlanta.
You know what? I think there's going to be some hangover. I do think there's going to be a little hangover for the Eagles. I don't think it's going to be as easy. They play a first-place schedule. Last year they were playing a schedule with, yes, they're playing division, but they had I think they were third or fourth, with the schedule. So I kind of feel like, though, Atlanta was a bad call away, a bad offensive call away from going on in the playoffs. If Steve Sarkisian doesn't run sprint right option on the goal line right there to Julio Jones, and nothing wrong with throwing the ball to Julio Jones, but find a way to get the ball to Julio Jones, not where there's limited space where he can't really operate like he needs to. So,
Atlanta was going to have a hangover from the previous year, having gotten to the Super Bowl and blowing it.
I think Atlanta's a really good team. I know we're going to probably do some picks and stuff here later on, but I have a feeling that Atlanta and I haven't really been impressed with what I've seen from Philadelphia in the preseason, and even ones versus ones. They haven't really shown that well. So I'm interested. I think Atlanta has a chance to go in there and win this football game.
Foles is starting tonight?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I'll take Philly at home. I'll take the champs at home. I always do. Week 1, crowd will be like we just talked about. Crowd will be crazy.
I started going through the entire schedule. I've got a guy that emailed me, and he said, all right, pick every game. It's a little email deal. And I started into it, and then I found myself just picking too many home teams. I mean,
that's what
week
you do.
1, week 2, whatever.
Did you pick Carolina?
Actually, no. Well, when are we going to make our pick on this game? Tomorrow?
I'll probably make that tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. I don't want to blow
Mickey
that.
conveniently will be here, so he doesn't have to.
Oh, I'll text him. We'll get it.
In fact, I texted him.
Do I have to think?
Well, that's exactly what he said. I texted him this morning. I said, hey, it's start of the season tonight. Why don't we go ahead and get on record with our Super Bowl picks? And so that was his response. Do I have to think?
Do I have to think?
I said, it's a nice little project for you while you're away. So
baby steps.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. One of the news items from yesterday, I guess we could touch on here, is that Earl Thomas did report to Seattle. He's not a happy camper, but he is in the fold with Seattle. And as we've talked about all along, and I think one of the big things as far as this all the speculation and all that, when you look at Dallas at Seattle week 3, the Seahawks were not going to make that trade where Earl Thomas was going to be in a Cowboy uniform for their home opener on week 3. Now, we'll see where things stand after that game, where these two teams are as we lead up to the trade deadline. I don't think it's totally off, but I think that's why Seattle's asking for a 1 and then some.
Well, this is where.
And the other, let me say one more thing. The other thing is Seattle, as many moves as they've made, and they've gotten rid of a lot of veteran players, at this point, they think they can contend to do whatever.
And look, that's what I've been saying all along. Like, from their side, why do you necessarily want to do this? I get it if you're not going to extend him long term, but what if now that it's into the season, Brian, what if they start out 4-0?
Yeah, what stranger things have happened.
Now they're best team in the NFC.
Even though on paper it doesn't look like they have a contending team, in their mind, they've gone through training camp, and you know the mindset of an NFL team.
Absolutely.
They're thinking, okay, we can do this thing.
Yeah, but to me, guys, they had no intention of trading Earl Thomas.
Right.
They really didn't.
Ever?
I mean, I don't think they did. Because
they probably still don't have an intention, but things could change if they start 1-4.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, John Snyder thought it was more important for his locker room not to have a player come in and say, and even a player with the lofty status of Earl Thomas come in and say,
dictating
to him and to Pete Carroll that, hey, and by the way, trade me to this team.
Mm-hmm.
John Snyder threw out the, okay, well, hey, we'll look at this and look at that only at the very end. What did the Cowboys do when it happened? We'll give you a 3. Well, that's not good enough. We'll give you a 2. It was never good enough for John Snyder. He wasn't going to trade. The only time that John Snyder was going to trade this player to you was on draft night. That was it. And for him to ask for a first-round pick is ridiculous because he already asked for your 50th pick during the draft. So, no. No, he wasn't going to trade this player because he was going to set an example. You're a holdout player. You want to hold out on me?
And what was the Seattle front office reaction when Earl Thomas went into the Cowboys locker room on Christmas
they
Eve?
wanted to get rid of him.
It's not good.
But
they're not going to get rid of him to the team that where he walked into the locker room.
No, but that's exactly right. John Snyder's not going to trade him. Now, if they come back and they're 1-4 and whatever and want to trade him, I'm not giving him a 2.
Yeah,
Screw you.
Things changed at that point.
I'm not giving you a 2. You're going to get a 3 or 4 from me. You had a chance to get something. No, you're not getting anything from me in that value. And a 1, Dallas was never going to give him a 1. Seattle set the market on draft night. It was a 2. That's what it was. They asked for the 50th pick, and Dallas said no. And you know what? John Snyder basically, the winner of all this is John Snyder. He won because his player, he knew this guy was not going to miss game checks.
Right.
Who told you that? I've lived in this league forever.
I agreed with you.
I've lived in this league forever.
It doesn't matter.
Players don't leave checks. Now that guy at Pittsburgh,
Le'Veon Bell.
Okay, he plays a position. He plays a position where there's not a lot of longevity there. There is not a long, but he's turned down.
It's a different business decision.
It is
for
a
running
different
back.
business decision for a run, but he's turned down 2 offers. He's turned down contract extensions there. And what's the market for running backs been? Kind of going downhill a little bit. Kind of people not value us. You use them and then you get rid of them. That's what you do. You don't pay them. You use them and you move on. It's a terrible way to say things, but that's what we're doing now in the National Football League.
DeMarco Murray was a great example of it.
DeMarco Murray's retired at 30.
Yeah, life expectancy of a running back 29, 30. You don't have Emmitt Smith roll. That's why Emmitt
When did
Smith's
Marion Barber retire? Age 28.
Yeah,
right.
Emmitt Smith's record will never be.
Especially now that there's committee back committees now.
When people throw the ball, no, it's not going to happen.
But
and so
generally, though, you're talking about millions of dollars and a guy who's turning 30. I know he's made money already.
Yeah,
but
you're talking Earl Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, like
Earl Thomas.
Yeah. What would we do?
Oh,
would we
heck, I'm old. I'm old, and they're saying I'm doing DallasCowboys.com, and I'm an old guy. And they're like, hey, listen, we'll keep paying you. We'll keep. Yeah, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up because what else am I going to do? I'm a terrible copy salesman. I can't sell you a copier. But no, I don't want to. Okay, thanks.
I've been down that road before where I had to figure out something else to do, and I don't want to do something else.
I've tried it too.
It's a terrible life.
Yeah, that's right, Rob.
I left for 3 years and it sucked, so I came back.
But that's where to me, Earl Thomas was never going to leave game checks on the field. He never was. And Snyder knew that. He played it. He played it perfectly. He won. John Snyder won. He got the player to come back. He showed his locker room like, listen, you try and bully me, it ain't working.
And he came back on Wednesday too.
Yeah,
meaning that he can play on Sunday. He didn't wait till Saturday to check back in.
Exactly. So is this thing dead? It's only dead if Seattle. Well, excuse me. It's only going to be alive if Seattle says, hat in hand, hey, would you like to take him for a 3 or a 4? And I'm the Cowboys. I'm like, I don't know. I'm holding you up a little bit. Now it's really about principle. If Dallas was willing to go back and offer, I cannot fault Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Will McClay, or Jason Garrett here. They tried. Once Seattle opened it up, open it up. I mean, like, okay, do you want to trade for him? Once Snyder like actually grew a pair and then decided to trade the guy. Once he kind of made some. What did Dallas do? Dallas jumped in there. We'll give you a 3.
And this is
we'll give you a 2. When they said no, then we'll take a 1. Well, okay, you called me on draft night, want my 50. I'm not going to give you a 1. Right. See, that's where this all is.
Right.
Snyder. I'm disappointed.
And
he won.
This is your buddy you're talking about.
Yeah,
too.
he won.
That's why you can talk like
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
John and I go way back. But you know what? He was, and for people to say that, well, Dallas should have been more aggressive. They never had a chance to be aggressive. They never had a chance because the guy in Seattle wasn't willing to trade him until the
two to tango.
Yeah, the very end. The very end.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are.
Yep.
Back where we started.
That's right.
This trading stuff fires me up because it's personnel moves,
Well, it's a dance. And it's a public dance, too, at times.
Yeah, but see, Dallas was willing to play this game. Seattle had to be the team willing to. That's what I kept saying on Twitter. When people ask me, what about this? Don't blame Dallas. Blame Seattle. When Seattle's ready to trade the player, they'll trade him. And Snyder just kept. We
have a loyal listener that has checked in. Mickey Spagnola texted. He apparently is listening to the show.
Yeah.
He said, I told you September 4th on Earl missed by 1 day.
Oh.
Of course, Captain Matter of Fact. Captain Matter of Fact jumps in there.
He took a real leap there.
Really going out on a limb to say
Yeah.
he's going to go claim his $500,000.
Sometime in week 1. Yeah.
So
Get well,
anyway,
Mickey, get well.
Safety position as it is, it's a challenge this week against. And I know you talked Carolina offense versus Dallas defense yesterday.
Get ready get ready, Greg Olson, for having to deal. That's gonna be Jeff Heath. Wrote about that in the matchups today. So keep an eye on how Jeff Heath will participate or play against
Greg Olson.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Now, will Van Der Esch get some time against him? Van Der Esch was out there on the practice field yesterday, moving around.
He was moving around. I think they're going to find a way to play this young man in this game. But I think it's going to come down to, when you talk about coverage, I think it's going to come down to Jeff Heath. I really do believe it's going to be Jeff Heath. The way they'll play that single high, they'll put Jeff Heath down, and he's taken over the Byron Jones role of having to deal with the big tight end game.
Are you comfortable with Van Der Esch in certain situations against tight ends, though, with his ability to cover and drop and
I think one of his real strength. But the problem is Leighton Van Der Esch is not zone dropped and man covered. I mean, yesterday was really the first day that we've seen Leighton Van Der Esch since
3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, going up against Rico Gathers and goal line stuff.
Yeah, to me, it's more like, hey, let's figure out how to get Leighton Van Der Esch acclimated to what's going to happen in this game. Kind of give him a little bit of a focus. Don't ask him to do something that.
I just don't know what you can expect out of a rookie in his first NFL game.
My gosh, you better say about Connor Williams then too if you're going to talk about rookies.
Yeah,
because Connor Williams is going to have his hands full, and that's another matchup you need to keep an eye on. Kawan's short. We've talked about him a little bit. That 3 technique can be a little bit of a headache. He's a big guy that's got some power. He's got some quickness. We'll see with Connor Williams. This is going to be Joe Looney keeping that left eye on Connor Williams this whole game.
Is it fair to say that the Panthers' overall best strength, might be their D-line in terms of?
Oh yes.
You mentioned short.
Poe
that they got in the offseason. You've got
Juice
Peppers still around.
Wes Horton. I mean, they've got some guys.
Mario Addison had 11 sacks last year too. They had 50 sacks last year.
Yeah,
third in the league, and they were third in the league against the run.
Yeah,
not bad.
See, this my biggest fear of this game is it turning into a Denver game last year. That where Dallas is just banging their head against the wall, the inability to run. And then it turns into, now Denver had better cornerbacks, but still, I just worry about the Cowboys' game plan. It will be to run. And that'll help Dak Prescott if they can run. But Carolina, we'll see how the tight end rotation plays, because who at the point of attack is going to block these guys? Who are going to be the guys that's setting the edge? We're going to see them down block, get guys on the edge. I mean that's we've seen the Cowboys in the preseason, their ability to run the ball. A lot of it has been because of their getting guys on the outside and getting them on the edge.
Yeah,
and that's one of the great strengths of Ezekiel Elliott. But if you don't control the inside 3 for Carolina, there's going to be some problems. And that includes Luke Kuechly in there playing that Mike linebacker.
Well, listening to Zeke yesterday, he's ready to play right now.
Yeah.
But it's not all on him. They've got to create some holes for him.
Let's dive into. How about we dive into Dallas offense versus Carolina defense? So when we come back here, we'll take your phone calls as well. 888-855-2297, and coming up later as well, we'll make our picks because this is the first day of the NFL season. More Talking Cowboys in a moment.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
I definitely have an Instagram foodie thing, but the low-light camera on my new Samsung Galaxy S9 from AT&T is getting me a whole new world of likes and shares. Baskets of bread by candlelight, colorful fruit plates in full sun. Even a dimly lit Cobb salad was recently hailed as a masterpiece.
Come in now and ask how to get half off the new Samsung Galaxy S9 from AT&T. AT&T, more for your thing. That's our thing. Limited time only. See store for details or att.com/Samsung50. The dual aperture supports f1.5 mode and f2.4 mode. Dual aperture is installed on the rear camera.
Oh, I am craving a Dr. Pepper.
I got some soda.
I asked not for soda. I asked for ice cold, craveable Dr. Pepper. Its flavor is more one of a kind than a four-toed sloth with a thirst for speed. So stop settling for soda and start demanding Dr. Pepper.
I love sloths.
When you crave a Dr. Pepper, nothing else will do. Grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Dr. Pepper today. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
To work this big land, you need equipment with values rooted as deep in Texas soil as you are. Like John Deere compact tractors with a 6-year powertrain warranty and big features that help you work less so you have more time to do what you love. John Deere was first in the Texas fields, and we're proud to be on the field as the official ag and turf equipment of the Dallas Cowboys. Find Texas-sized deals at myjohndeerdealer.com/football. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
A true cowboy loves his freedom, Brian. Tommy John gives you that feeling of freedom where it counts with a contour pouch that nestles you in fabric.
Nestles.
You can barely feel. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 20% off your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/Cowboys, Bill.
You always make me uncomfortable in my workplace when you make those reads.
Nestles. Nestle up.
Fabric. They got some fabric, some special type of fabric. Micro.
Antimicrobial.
Yeah, I picked up the card to read it one day, and I'm like, no. And then that word came up, and I went, oh, blah, blah, blah. I was like,
copywriting 101. You got to keep the words simple.
Louisiana educated. I was like, skip over it.
Cowboys open the season Sunday in Carolina, and the home opener is a week from Sunday.
There you go.
And you can get tickets, single game tickets for the Giants game.
There you go.
$40.
Ooh.
Tickets are just only $40. You can get yours now before they sell out right here at DallasCowboys.com. Wow. Sunday night football.
Sunday.
I mean, the Cowboys can have some home field advantage starting this year. What do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, that would
been
be
a
a
while.
novel concept.
Yeah.
Been a while. Kind of
And
do better.
the
on
other
road.
amazing thing, here's the amazing thing about AT&T Stadium. This is the 10th season.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how time has flown by.
It is. 2009
was the first season. This is 2018. This is the 10th season at the new ball yard.
Good math, Bill.
Tony Romo was a puppy back then. How about that?
That's
It's
right.
impressive.
That's
It
right.
is, Jason.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. All right, before we dive into Dallas offense versus Carolina defense, let's go to the phone lines. And we've got James in New York. James, you're on Talking Cowboys.
Good afternoon, or actually, good morning, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's good. We'll work that.
I forgot, I'm an hour ahead of you guys, so it's fine.
No problem. No problem.
So it's afternoon
Yeah, this
there.
is actually really cool that I get to talk to you guys. I follow Broadus on Twitter, answer you back a few times. I'm one of the crazies that always hit you back, but
thank you.
You guys do great work. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life. I grew up in New York for like 20, since '92, since the first year, so it's been a long time. going into the season, I guess, I have a lot to, could ask going to be this. I'm very curious about Dak, and meaning I'd like to see what this guy's going to do when things aren't perfect, and we can probably all agree that going into the season opener, it's not going to be a perfect start. Frederick out, offensive line things.
It never is perfect. That's right.
Yeah, because I felt going into last year, I know we had some offensive line problems, but I was a little down on his play because, to me, when I look at these great quarterbacks, I think that they can carry teams on the back like a Rodgers and a Brees. Not that I compare Dak's skill set to them; it's a very different kind of skill set, but they're also just winners. And I guess my question to you guys is, how do you think Dak is going to handle this gauntlet? Because it's a pretty tough 4 weeks opening up the season with Carolina, the Giants, and you got to go to Seattle, which is never an easy place to play, no matter how people think they're going to be this year. And then you got to come back week 4 against the Lions, and especially those games, those out of conference games. Those are the games that can keep you out of the playoffs if you have to deal with tiebreakers like last year.
Yeah, I mean, and I always remind myself that Drew Brees was 3 years in a row was 7-9. I always remind myself of that.
Dak's won 22 games in 2 seasons.
I
would call Dak
I agree with Brees. I mean, I think Brees is a hell of a quarterback, but I always remind myself there was 3 years in a row he was 7-9, and so I think a lot of it has to do with the players. Did Dak not have to deal with adversity last year?
Of course he did.
I mean, and I understand his question.
Yeah, I do too.
But didn't he face adversity last year? Mm-hmm. There was times where he was asked to do too much, and he'll self-admit
it was on his back.
He didn't do a good enough job. He didn't. But neither did a lot of guys.
But we appreciate the call. But the question was, he's comparing him to Brees and Brady
it's hard to do.
And Hall of Famers. Future Hall of Famers that, yes, they make everybody around them better.
Sure.
Dak's not there yet. Is that okay? He's going into his 3rd year. He's 25 years old. He might get there at some point. But, yeah, he needs help around him. 95% of quarterbacks do. 99.
If I was as a former scout and I saw Dak Prescott and what I think he's exceeded what I thought he was going to be.
I agree.
I'm just talking from a scouting perspective.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you an example of this. Scouts, after Dak, his first year here, scouts went down to Mississippi State, and they were looking at, okay, where's all this talent of a 9-10 win team? Where is it? Well, it's not here. It's that quarterback was the reason why you won 9 and 10 games every year.
That's right.
So I think if you ask me, where I had Dak ranked is right where he was taken, 4th round guy. I didn't expect him to be, I didn't expect him to be a guy that was a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick.
And obviously nobody else did.
I didn't expect him to play like that. But you saw how he can play. You saw his rookie year, how they can play. Run the football, stay ahead of the chains, and allow him to make simple throws. Allow him to make throws where he's playing on the move. He's capable of making those plays. But you ask him to sit there in the pocket and have to make throw after throw after throw, he's just not going to do that. So if you're evaluating him on Brady and Brees and those guys that sit there and throw in the pocket and make all the throws, then that's not fair to him because he's not that player. When he came out of college, he wasn't that player. He's exceeded what I believed he was going to be as a quarterback.
I think he's a better quarterback now than he was his rookie season because of what he had to go through last year.
I hope so.
And I think, in fact, there were games last year where they were getting blown out, and I would see people say, why is Dak still in the game?
Right.
Well, I think he needed to be in the game in those situations because he needed to be in that position where the only way that they were going to have any success was for him to sit in there and make those throws and try to come back. One of Troy Aikman, it may be Troy Aikman's best game he ever played in the NFL was that NFC Championship game at San Francisco when they fell behind 21-0 the first 5 minutes of the game. He played lights out the rest of the game. But they couldn't rely on Emmett at that point.
Right.
It was on him. He had to come back. Whatever.
Sure.
Well, Dak went through a lot of that same type stuff. He didn't have the same success that Troy did. He doesn't have that pure passing, pocket passing ability that Troy had. But he can win. He can beat you in other ways. But I just think that going through the process of last season is going to make him a better quarterback for this season.
Brian referenced the Denver game last segment, and that was a game where he impressed the hell out of the coaching staff for the way he continued to hang in there and make throws under pressure. Took a beating in the fourth quarter.
No running game. The Atlanta game, he's running for his life, and that is, and if Mickey were here, I know he's shouting us probably right now while he's listening that things changed after the Kansas City game.
You see what Kid just did? If you're watching,
Kent, you're the best.
If you're watching, he showed an empty chair, empty mic.
Things change after the Kansas City game. No Zeke, Tyron missed time, Sean Lee on defense. It all did affect the quarterback and the way they operated offensively. I will say, you can't go off everything in preseason, but the offense played 39 snaps, I think, moved the ball, scored points.
He moved the team. He did.
Zeke Elliott didn't play a snap.
Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah,
and so I think that's encouraging. And you get Zeke in there, and they have a chance to be efficient, but we keep going back to it. They've got to figure out a rotation at receiver. They got to figure out which guys.
Something's got to happen.
Okay, so let's dive into that. Against this Carolina defense, you alluded to the fact they don't have the corners that the Broncos had last year. In fact, they've got a rookie.
They do.
On one side,
Dante Jackson is from LSU, and he's a guy that I wrote about as an under-the-radar guy. He is a gambler.
Second-round pick.
Yeah, and get ready for double moves. Get ready for them trying to move him around. Get ready for him to try and be there. They're going to try and take advantage of how aggressive he is playing. So, yeah, this is a team that in the secondary, if the Cowboys can find a way to get some things going in the running game, and then it turns into a play-action game, and then all of a sudden you see balls going down the field, you see double moves, you see all these things. They could do some good things against this Carolina secondary. They really, really can. It's not one of those groups that, like we were saying with Denver, that just complete. Their front seven is outstanding.
Yeah,
their secondary is not as outstanding. And when they had Josh Norman, that was kind of a shutdown guy right there. But they don't have Josh Norman. So
their other corner, James Bradbury, a former second-round pick in 2016. And then you talked about Captain Munnerlyn in the slot.
Munnerlyn playing in the slot, and he is as old as me, but he finds a way to make things happen. That's going to be a matchup between him and Cole Beasley or Allen Hurns or whoever goes into that slot to have to make some plays. They have got to win on the outside. If they're going to play action football, and it'll hopefully set them up. But I promise you, they are going to try and take advantage of Jackson on some type of double move to make him have to try and defend that.
Rob, who do you think they'll be playing on the outside? Who do you think they're going to try to win with on the outside? And Brian.
Well, I think you can see some Beasley out there a little bit, but I think probably Allen Hurns and Michael Gallup primarily playing on the outside and maybe moving Hurns around. He can play 3 spots. I don't know how much slot we've seen from Michael Gallup, but
yeah.
Well, the problem is we've seen all these guys. They've all been on the outside. They've all gotten first-team reps. But I would look at Beasley, Hurns, and Gallup to start with.
I think that Williams will be involved.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I think Williams. I think Williams is involved. And if you had to ask, but I think if you said starters,
yes,
I think that you're gonna. I think they're most likely will roll. I think they will most likely roll with Hurns, Beasley, and then Williams to start.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think that's how they'll start it. And then, okay, now let's find packages or things we could do. I talked about Jackson. Hey, don't discount Thompson in this game, by the way, either. Thompson's
I'm thinking the veteran guys.
Yeah, Thompson.
As much as we want to see Michael Gallup, have a great rookie season, whatever. Right off the bat, I think you find coaches lean on the veterans.
They do.
To start with.
They do until they get Gallup up to speed. And he played the last preseason game. He even admitted it. He said, "I need to play this game."
Yeah, he did.
And so I am totally on board with throwing him out there. But you do have some veteran guys, and Bill, I think you're right. Lean on him. Williams, they'll lean on. Thompson, they'll lean on. They'll lean on Hurns. They will surely lean on Beasley.
Oh yeah,
that is something. Sure. And this is where again, Tavon Austin. He's got to prove that he is more. My scout buddies all out there saying, "Hey, show me you're more than just a toy."
Is he more than a jet sweep guy?
More than a jet sweep guy. Now I'll tell you what they do. Well, they run some creative stuff. I'm seeing the game. I'm sure they'll come up. We've seen them do some creative things in training camp and stuff. Fake jet sweeps, run shovel passes. I mean, they'll do some creative things here. So that's something you probably need to keep an eye on.
We got a mailbag question this morning about this. Like, do you keep all 6 active for game day? And the answer is yes.
Yeah,
and like you're going to use all 6 probably.
Yeah.
In certain situations. It's
crazy. And the other thing that's the use of Tavon can help Dak in so many ways. I think one of the great things that Linehan did with Prescott his first year was he designed an offense with a lot of bootlegs, waggles, type stuff.
That's how he plays.
Gave him the opportunity to set up a pocket outside the pocket, okay, and gave him options at the intermediate level, shorter routes, whatever.
We've seen Dak throw good balls intermediate and short. We've seen that. I mean, that's his game. His game is the play action, draw guys up, hit behind, run the slant, fake the inside handoff, hit the draw on the backside.
What sets that up is that Zeke in the backfield.
He has to. They've got to run the
fakes.
Ball. Yeah, you can't get if this team is behind the chains. And I'm not just talking about Carolina, but we've seen what happens when it's 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 11. We've seen what happens. That's just not the way this team plays football with any success. And you could say about any NFL team, but especially this one, because the quarterback, you put it on him, he doesn't always respond. Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers or Brady, you get them in 2nd 11, they're going to hit plays. But there's a lot of quarterbacks in this league that aren't any good on 2nd and 11.
Yeah.
And that keeps those defensive ends honest.
For sure.
When you're
no doubt
stay out of those 2nd and long situations.
We saw them manage that offense similarly in the second preseason game. Prescott on the move, rolling outside, getting some things going on the periphery. But yeah, that's why Connor Williams is here, because they wanted to solidify this offensive line and get back to the same foundation where it is run first, and we're going to get Prescott in 2nd and 6. 3rd and 2. That's how they win games.
Stay ahead of the change.
That's how they score points.
Absolutely.
And now with Frederick out, okay, can Joe Looney step up and can they be as efficient offensive line?
This is where Frederick really hurts you, and not that it wouldn't hurt you any other game, but when you talk about the inside 3, and I brought it up with Carolina, how do you not allow Luke Kuechly to make every single tackle?
Yeah,
you've got to get bodies on him, and if Joe Looney is trying to help Connor Williams and they can't get short taken care of, and all of a sudden Dontari Poe is having, the one thing that Ezekiel is able to do is take that ball front side and break it back to the back side. And if they don't have those blocks secured, where are the running lanes? That's where Denver took away a lot of what Dallas was doing trying to run the football, and I worry a little bit about Carolina doing the same thing.
I like Denver's front 3. They were running 3-4 last year, and they controlled the line of scrimmage.
Sure did
in that
game. Dallas did not block worth a damn in that game.
Yeah, I think Zeke was rounding into shape, maybe not out of shape, but just kind of rounding into form. He had a weird offseason, obviously. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to run with in that game. So it's got to be the same thing. It can't just all be him making something out of nothing in this game.
And then when you fall behind,
then you just ditch it, right?
That's right. Yeah, that was a miserable game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But again, and you talked about it last segment, Connor Williams at that left guard.
Yeah,
there's going to be
my
eyeballs are going to be on him. From the start.
Connor Williams, he's going to get beat. Okay. You just don't want him to get beat in a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 5 when they're trying. They have somebody open when they got Beasley open, but he's beaten so quick that Prescott trying to throw the quick ball can't get the ball out. All of a sudden, there's a sack right there. Connor Williams is going to have, and Jason Garrett even said this yesterday in the walk-off, or I mean, I said on the podium.
Yeah,
he said, there's going to be time. You're not going to get beat. This is NFL. You're not going to get beat every single time, even though in my mind I thought about poor Chaz Green getting beat every single time, in Atlanta. But he says, in this league, you're not going to get beat every single time. Now, how many times, of 65 plays, if Connor Williams loses 3 of them, Yeah, it's okay, but make sure they're not the three the three key plays in the game that maybe will turn the tide. If you're down on the goal line and you're trying to bang it in there and he misses a block and all of a sudden Zeke's tackled for -2 and they have to kick a field goal instead of getting the touchdown, those are the plays you don't need Connor Williams to lose on. I'm just telling you, he's going to lose. Tyron Smith is going to lose on a play, They're going to Joe Looney's going to lose.
Five-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Joe Looney's going to lose on a play. It's just when at the certain time of the game do you lose on that play?
Does it absolutely wreck the game?
Yep.
And Kawan Short could wreck this game in the running game. He surely can.
All right, we continue on Talking Cowboys. This being the kickoff to the season, Thursday night football tonight. We're going to give you our choices on who's going all the way in 2018 when we come back on Talking Cowboys in a moment.
Cowboys fans know that the second best of anything simply won't cut it, and your skincare should be no different. A longtime locker room favorite of the players and the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Dallas-based Jack Black is the #1 best-selling men's skincare brand in the country because we make products that help guys look, smell, and feel better. Visit getjackblack.com/cowboys to get $10 off your first order of $50 or more. Jack Black. Look good, smell good, feel good. Official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
What does it mean to be a Dallas Cowboys fan? It means you've got the passion and the heart to do your part supporting the boys no matter what. That's why when the game's on the line, you're on your feet, whether you're at home or in the stands. Actually, you're more than a fan. You are a member of Cowboys Nation, and so is AT&T, doing their part to keep you connected to America's team all season long. AT&T is a proud member of Cowboys Nation.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Boys with a face like mine, you need a lot of help. And Jack Black can surely do that. You want to use what the pros use? Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. It's my official skincare stuff as well. They do a great job. Get your Jack Black Playmaker, 4 JB faves, plus a full-size lip balm for just $10 with free shipping. Get at jackblack.com. Use the code Cowboys. Get jackblack.com. Use the code Cowboys. Get that skincare stuff.
Get jackblack.com.
That's it.
Get jackblack.com.
We love it. We got a care package for them right before training camp to take
My gosh, it's unbelievable.
It was fantastic.
Scouts are all about. Scouts' motto is always, if it's free, I'll take 3. If I have to pay, no way. That's always been the Scouts motto.
That's an NFL Scouts motto or the Boy Scouts motto?
No,
NFL
Scouts
is the Boy Scouts
motto.
motto.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared, right?
Yeah, that's
something
right.
like that. But, to me, like I say, this Jack Black stuff is incredible. My face, I got an old face.
You have
bald, old face, and this stuff helps. It really does.
It's like the fountain of youth.
Pretty much.
I love it.
Yeah.
Talking about scouts, and this relates to the Eagles as well. This shows where my mind is all the time. It's all into sports.
Where are you going here, Bill?
And
sports.
I had an old news director who I was
San
told,
Antonio?
I was told no, it was actually at Channel 5 in Dallas.
Oh,
and this is 25 years ago, and word got to me that he was an Eagles scout. I said, "Oh wow, did you live in Philadelphia?" That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Scott Murray? Was it Scott Murray? Was that your?
No, he was a sports guy.
He was a sports guy?
Yeah.
Did you work with Scott Murray?
Yes, I did for 8 years. John Radigan and I worked with Scott. Yes,
I'll tell you what.
We filled his shows for 8 years.
He was host. He was the MC of our awards, the Emmys that we had the other night. He does a really good job with that. He's really comfortable.
You know what?
Comfortable talking, and
he's got plenty of experience.
Is that what he does? Is that his? Is he a professional
At one
MC?
point, he was a sportscaster at Channel 5 for 30 years, probably.
Yeah.
He would, and what his calling was going in the community.
Game show host?
Going in the community, doing the Chamber of Commerce breakfast at 7 a.m., and then he'd do the Kiwanis Club luncheon at noon, and then he'd do a school reading at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I guarantee he counted up 1 year. He made 737 public appearances in 1 year.
Good Lord, that's like Tony Robbins style right there.
Amazing.
No, this guy's good.
Okay.
I mean, he's good. He moves the program along. I give anybody that can move along an awards banquet, I am all for them. I don't need that. Just keep it moving. Yeah, keep it moving.
All right.
We get no picks from Mickey, right?
Well, we do have picks from Mickey.
Oh, I thought he was enjoying his scrambled eggs and dry toast.
I'm not really understanding the picks, but
no, he's on morphine.
I've got to filter through them. All right, well,
I like the Jets.
My name is Fred.
He's ignoring the AFC.
Why?
Okay.
What does that mean?
Okay, he's ignoring the AFC except for his Super Bowl pick. So he gave me his NFC division winners.
Okay.
Take the Baltimore Colts.
All right, well, let's just play off his text right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Well, you want to run through AFC real quick? Who's going to win each division? Well, we got New England in the East. Okay, we're all in agreement there, right?
Yeah.
All right, who do you got in the AFC North?
AFC North, I am going to go with
Pittsburgh.
I still got to go with Pittsburgh.
Going Pittsburgh.
Still go with Pittsburgh.
Baltimore could have a
better team,
year. But
Cincinnati's quarterback too is kind of coming around a little bit.
Andy Dalton
had a good preseason.
Okay, AFC South, which the Cowboys are going to get a healthy dose of.
Yeah.
Brian likes those Texans.
I like the Texans a lot, but I'll go with Jacksonville myself.
You're going Jacksonville.
I will go with Jacksonville, yeah.
Yes.
You're going Jacksonville. Okay, well, we're on that topic of the AFC South, and I'm going to go with Houston there.
Okay.
All right, what's the Cowboys' record going to be against the AFC South?
I'm going to say 2-2.
Okay, think about it. They're at Houston. They're at
Indy.
And
they got Jacksonville and Titans at home.
I'll say 2-2.
Yeah, I went 2-2. I think I think there's a pretty good shot they lose back-to-back games in the AFC South. Houston at Houston and coming home and losing to Jacksonville.
I mean, those are two Super Bowl contenders.
That's back-to-back weekends.
Yeah. I think they're taking Indy and Tennessee.
I'd hope so.
Sure.
I'd hope so.
Although Tennessee was, decent last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mariota. You just got to see.
You never know.
You never know. Will he ever amount to what they had hoped?
Right.
All right. And then the AFC West. I think it's very interesting in the AFC West.
It's going to sound crazy. I'm going to pick the Los Angeles Chargers.
You know what? As I mentioned, I went through picking week to week last night, and I kept picking the Chargers basically.
This is going to be one of those divisions where it'll probably be it'll be one of those 8-8 at the very end. There's somebody's trying to win their 8th game to win the division.
So you're taking Chargers over Chiefs this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, I am too.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing on the Chiefs is I just don't think with the rookie quarterback Mahomes.
Yeah. I love Mahomes.
The thing that I do too. It's just what Kansas City was able to do with Alex Smith was not turn the football over, and for a rookie quarterback like Mahomes, they're not going to be able to.
A lot of sighing going on.
Well, he's got some Favre to him, in that he'll throw it to the other team a lot. But he's so dynamic.
They'll win some games that you don't expect them to win too.
Yeah, and their defense is strong. I'll go with Kansas City.
All right, good for you.
That's why I've got the Chargers over them, because of their issues in the secondary as well in Kansas City. I think Rivers and Keenan Allen are going to light them up.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Okay.
They lit us up.
All right.
My gosh.
Yeah, I'm still
7
seeing
missed tackles on one play.
Every time I have turkey dinner, I think of Phillip Rivers and Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Which I haven't had any turkey dinner since Thanksgiving, but whatever. All right. Let's go. NFC, let's start in the West.
Start in the West.
I just haven't been writing these down. I need to write them down.
I'm going to go with the Rams there.
All right.
Rams, what are my other options?
Cardinals,
All right.
Seahawks, 49ers.
Give us a call and let us know who's in the NFC West.
You got Earl Thomas in Seattle.
Who did you say, Rams?
I said
Brian?
Rams. Yes, I did.
I feel like every top name in the offseason, the Rams added. That should help them. And they kept Aaron Donald. I'll go with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams,
Oh.
even though I'd like to pick someone else. But I just don't see another team.
Pick the 49ers.
Them. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the Jimmy G bandwagon.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go to the NFC South.
Atlanta Falcons.
Which the Cowboys get a healthy dose of.
I'm picking Atlanta.
I'll go with the Saints.
And I'm going Atlanta there.
Well, you're going out on a limb here.
What's wrong with that?
Why don't
They
you
made the
pick Tampa?
playoffs.
Pick Tampa.
Huh?
Pick Tampa.
Not going that far.
Might be the first coach fired.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right. All right, let's go to the NFC North. Oh, wait, I got to give you Mickey's picks here.
Oh, he
Mickey
participated?
Mickey, he's participating on the NFC side. Mickey's got the Rams in the West. He's got the Saints in the South. So we've got
genius, Kent.
We've got 2 Atlanta picks and 2 New Orleans picks on the panel here.
Yes.
Did he forget who's in the AFC? Is that the issue we're having here with
No,
Mickey?
I just think he doesn't ever pay any
He's
attention.
getting a sponge
You know,
bath.
Mickey.
I'll take the Baltimore Colts.
You know, Mickey, he doesn't pay any mind to the AFC.
Yeah.
You know, like he'll say, they got some guy named J.J. Watt. Who ever heard of him?
Exactly.
Sponge bath.
All right, we're going to the NFC North now, and the Mickey pick. Let's show Mickey. Mickey selects Mike Zimmer's Minnesota Vikings.
I'm going to go with Mickey on this one. I like the Minnesota Vikings as well.
I do too. I do too.
Oh, we got 3, so I'm out on a limb. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers and the
Whoa.
Green Bay Packers.
Not a bad deal there. Not a bad thing.
Now we move to the NFC East. And Mickey in the NFC East. Mickey, who you picking? I'll go with the Cowboys. Can anybody do a Mickey impersonation here?
Come on, Kent. Give it to us.
Wait.
The Dallas Cowboys are going to win 12 games. What's funny is that he'll pick them to go like 9-7, but when we do weekly picks every week, he still picks them to win. So I don't know how that works.
Kind of like Nate.
Yeah.
Kind of like Nate.
Okay. All right. Mickey has got to be chuckling right now, right?
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope he finds this funny. As funny as we find it.
Okay. So, Brian, who you taking in the NFC East?
I think it'll be very interesting. I think that the Eagles still are going to – I think the division is going to be a lot more – I don't think the Eagles are going to run away with this division like they did last year. So I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. I think the Cowboys will find a way to split with them, but I feel like that the Eagles will probably win one game more. Maybe it's a 10-6 division win or a 9-7 – maybe not 9-7 win the division, but I just feel like the Philadelphia will find a way with – they'll get their quarterback back, and they'll win this thing by one game.
I think all 4 of these teams have a chance to compete this year. I think Alex Smith is going to help Washington. The Giants have a chance of being kind of like the Cowboys a couple years ago, just being better with Saquon stabilizing things. But until proven otherwise, I'm going to go with Philly.
You're going with Philly. You know what? And I feel the exact same way. I have absolutely no idea. Because it's just, I think it's, so much of it is injury related too.
Yeah, but the Eagles did survive some injuries last year. And they're going to have to play, and Lord knows how many games they're going to not play with their starting quarterback. Could they be in an 0-2 hole? Maybe he's not ready in week 2, and and all of a sudden now, I just think it's going to be Philadelphia ran away with the division last year. They just went on a run like the Cowboys did the year before. With the number of games that they were able to win, and the Giants kind of kept pace a little bit, but I just feel like that they're going to be probably one game better than Dallas. If I had to rank the teams in the division, Philly, Dallas, Giants, Washington. I think Washington is clearly, and you brought up a point. Well, I like, even though I like Smith at quarterback for them, I don't think he's an upgrade over Cousins.
I agree with you there.
They lost their running back. There's a lot of things that happened to that team already.
That's true. I would put them last as well, but he could be more efficient offensively for them than what they got. Now, I'm about to contradict myself here in a minute, but I think Smith could make the offense efficient for them because they Cousins would throw the ball to the other team at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. So. That's true. I'm going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to win the.
All right.
Good for you,
AFC
Bill.
Right.
Good for you.
I think I'm going to pick them.
Is it like a 10-6 pick over?
Yes, and I think it may be even with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Although the I want to sit here and think that the Giants are going to, because of what they did, improving their offense.
I would worry about their quarterback situation.
Yeah, that's
I don't think he's all of a sudden going to get better because they've got Saquon Barkley playing behind him. Will it help? Yes.
Their line is still a question mark.
Yeah, it still is a huge question mark.
I think it's going to be very competitive in the NFC East. Okay, so NFC Championship game. NFC Championship game. Let's go to Mickey. Mickey in the NFC Championship game has Sean Payton's New Orleans Saints over Wade Phillips' Los Angeles Rams. He's got the Saints over the Rams.
I'm going to go with the Falcons and Vikings.
With who winning?
Minnesota.
Minnesota over Atlanta. Okay.
I will take Minnesota over Green Bay.
Hosted by Minnesota.
Hosted by Minnesota.
Yeah, because you had Minnesota winning that division.
Right.
Yes. I've got Green Bay winning over Atlanta.
Okay.
That does mess with my picks, yes. Green Bay at Lambeau Field winning over Atlanta. All right, so now, Super Bowl.
Do we pick
Mickey.
Super Bowl?
Okay.
Did you pick the AFC championship?
Yeah, let's go pick. Mickey did not pick the AFC championship
Okay,
game,
so
let's go. But you go ahead. Pick AFC championship game.
I think Jacksonville and New England. And I have Jacksonville going on.
Ooh, playing at Jacksonville or at New England?
I think they're going to play the game. They're going to win the game in New England.
In New England?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Brian's got Jacksonville over New England.
I got a rematch of last year and New England prevailing once again at home over Jacksonville.
I think we all have a rematch of last year. Well, let's see. I'm going to go with New England winning over Houston.
Solid.
Interesting.
Okay. They got a good team. That preseason finale didn't do it justice.
Houston or Jacksonville, that's going to be a battle. That's two teams right there. I feel that's going to be a lot like what we saw with the NFC South last year. We had the Saints and the Falcons and Carolina all kind of battling for the division lead. It came down to the very end of the season. So, yeah.
All right, let's go to our Super Bowl picks for 2018. The game to be played in Atlanta, and the Mickey Spagnuolo Super Bowl pick. I don't know what he's thinking of on Le'Veon Bell when he's coming back, but Mickey's got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning over the New Orleans Saints.
Wow. Okay.
That'd be interesting Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're kind of a mess right now, but you never know.
All right. Very good. Now, here we go. You had Brian had Minnesota versus Jacksonville.
Minnesota will win the Super Bowl.
Minnesota wins?
Yeah.
Rob has Minnesota versus New England.
That's where I contradict myself. I think they needed a quarterback a little more dynamic last year, and if Cousins doesn't turn the ball over, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think because
is he going to turn the ball over?
No, I think he's going to be efficient enough because they got the defense, and Mike Zimmer gets a trophy over New England. Tom Brady loses again.
And I've got Green Bay versus New England, and I am going to go with
come on,
the Green Bay Packers.
That's Super Bowl 31. Brian Broaddus was a part of that one.
There you go.
Green Bay beat New England.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
96.
Bill Parcells took him down.
Got your ring on?
He got rid of me. No, I didn't.
Oh, that's right.
Parcells got the end. Yeah. Win a Super Bowl, I'm going to get rid of your ass.
So there you go. We got Mickey had the Steelers winning the Super Bowl.
Mickey.
Yeah, thanks. Can we talk to Mickey right now, Coach?
Well, you could talk to Mickey.
Apparently not.
We need Mickey to explain his pick.
Yeah. I think everybody's kind of got an idea. And, like
so
I
now
said,
we know who won't win the Super Bowl, right?
Dallas. There'll be Dallas in the Super Bowl versus, somebody else. But,
They're going to be in the mix for the playoffs. I do believe that. They're going to compete this year.
I do.
Dallas.
I think so, too.
Yes.
In fact, I had Dallas winning the division. So there you go.
There you go.
I hope you're right, Bill Jones.
We are going to prepare you like no one else can for Dallas at Carolina tomorrow here on Talkin Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,